Yeah, okay, I'm a Shedeur apologist. I don't give a shit. I don't care what you think. Bubble screens, draw plays, pitches, rollouts. Make it easy for him. Stop with the 9-step drop passes, and he's got to field a pass rush. Like, if you're just going to get on and fight each other or pick sides over things, I don't want that. We're not doing that.
You can't win the position in one throw. You're not going to create a narrative on one drive. You've got to be able to control your emotions, stay mentally locked in, make the right decision, make an accurate throw on a consistent basis.
The Cleveland Browns have broken our hearts in every way imaginable. They've fumbled away championships. They've drafted busts. They've watched legends leave town. But this? Starting a rookie quarterback coming off the worst debut in modern NFL history? This might be peak Browns. This is it, folks. This is the moment where we find out if Shedeur Sanders is truly legendary or just legendary in his own mind. Let's be real about what happened in that Baltimore game. The numbers were historically catastrophic. We're not talking about a bad game. We're talking about record-breaking levels of inefficiency that haven't been seen in decades. Like, if you love Shedeur, comment if you want Stefanski to leave.
Sanders had the most inefficient NFL debut since Ian Book. Shedeur averaged the fewest yards per dropback, 1.7, in an NFL debut since Ryan Lindley. Sanders averaged the fewest yards per attempt in an NFL debut since Quincy Carter, 2001. And he had the lowest completion rate since 1984.
Lowest completion rate since 1984. Fewest yards per attempt since Quincy Carter in 2001. These aren't just bad stats. These are the kind of numbers that get quarterbacks sent to the practice squad, the kind that make general managers second-guess every decision they made on draft day. But here's where it gets interesting. While everyone was busy burying Shedeur Sanders, former NFL quarterback Shaun watched that tape with different eyes. Not the eyes of a hater or a fan, but the eyes of someone who's been in those exact shoes and knows what it takes to survive in this league. Let's start with the elephant in the room. That final drive against Baltimore. 3rd and 5, down 7 points, 1 minute on the clock. Shedeur took a shot. Deep ball to Gage Larvigan, a receiver who hadn't caught a single pass all game. The throw was good. The coverage was better. Incomplete, drive over, game over. But here's what most people missed and what Shaun absolutely destroyed in his film breakdown.
This is where Shedeur's got to get better. That's not Travis Hunter out there where you got a matchup advantage. You can never go broke taking a profit at quarterback. So you got to take this underneath throw that's going to pick up the first down, give you a new set of downs. You'll be in the red zone now with a chance to at least potentially tie the game, maybe win it if you score and go for 2.
And then King dropped the line that every quarterback coach in America should frame and hang on their wall.
You can never go broke taking a profit at quarterback.
What did he mean? Jerry Jeudy, wide open underneath route, first down money, 5 yards from the end zone, new set of downs, chance to tie or win the game. But Shedeur was locked onto Larvigan going for the home run when a single would have kept the inning alive.
How much does Jeudy make?
Veteran undrafted minimum versus the highest paid receiver on the team.
Right. So you telling me that you thought the best decision here, we pay him all that money for a reason. For these situations, for him to catch this out route and then make the safety miss.
This isn't college anymore. This isn't Colorado where Shedeur could rely on Travis Hunter to win every one-on-one matchup. This is the National Football League, where defensive backs get paid millions to break up exactly those kinds of throws. But let's pump the brakes on the complete Shedeur slander for a second, because as bad as those numbers look, there's context that matters. Tony Rizzo watched that game again and saw something that should infuriate Browns fans.
I watched some of the game again. They had the kid dropping back 7-step drops. Like, let me say it for the record right now. Yeah, okay, I'm a Shedeur apologist. I don't give a shit. I don't care what you think. Bubble screens, draw plays, pitches, rollouts, make it easy for him.
And that's the real question heading into Vegas. Will Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rizzo actually tailor the offense to help their rookie quarterback succeed? Or are they going to keep calling 9-step drops while Max Crosby is bearing down on them like a heat-seeking missile? Because let's talk about what Shedeur's walking into this Sunday. The Las Vegas Raiders might be 2-8, but their defensive front is absolutely legitimate.
Guys, the defensive front is not one of them.
Right.
Like Max Crosby and crew about to get after the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like they're going to do the same thing. And there was a clip that Wiggins from the Ravens said after the game.
The Browns' offensive line is already struggling. They're banged up. They're inconsistent. And now you're asking a fifth-round rookie quarterback to drop back against one of the most ferocious pass rushes in football? This could get ugly fast. Unless the Browns' coaching staff does what King suggested when asked about the game plan.
Glad you asked, because explosive plays don't necessarily have to be balls thrown down the field. This is where Tony Rizzo and Stefanski have to get creative in some of these rub routes, you know, some of these movement throws where we can get guys to have to run over another receiver to get to the guy they're covering, or we can get a guy the ball in space. Maybe some tight end screens, some delayed stuff where we punish the defensive line for getting up the field. You know how the tight end, they attach him to the tackle, he acts like he's blocking.
That's the blueprint. Quick game, movement plays, rub routes, screens to Jordan Akins, getting Quinshon Judkins involved in the passing game, making Max Crosby think twice about pinning his ears back and rushing upfield. Because right now, opposing defenses know exactly what the Browns want to do. They're loading the box, daring Cleveland to throw it deep, and laughing when they can't execute.
When an opposing defender says we knew they weren't going to throw the ball deep, Kevin Stefanski, Tony Rizzo, y'all have got to establish at least the threat of throwing the ball down the field. Otherwise, you're going to get what you got against the Ravens.
That's damning. When the opposing defense is telling you they knew you weren't going deep, you've got a serious problem. But here's what makes this game absolutely fascinating. Remember what Shedeur said back in Week 6? Shedeur looked around the NFL and said he's better than what he's seeing. Well, guess what? It's put up or shut up time. The ultimate test for a self-proclaimed legendary quarterback. National television, highest rated game on Sunday, every analyst, every fan, every scout watching. And here's what King expects to see. Not gaudy stats, not 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, but something far more important. That's championship quarterback mentality. The only stat that matters is the W in the win column. Because Shedeur can throw for 350 yards and still lose this game, and it won't matter one bit. But efficiency isn't cool. Efficiency doesn't go viral on social media, and that's where Shedeur needs to grow up fast. Playing quarterback in the NFL requires mental maturity that most rookies don't possess. Here's the reality that nobody wants to talk about, but King addressed head on. The stakes for Shedeur Sanders this Sunday go beyond winning or losing.
This position, especially when you're a 5th-round draft pick, you may only get one shot, not just to be a starter, to be a participant in the National Football League.
Because here's the brutal truth that Shedeur Sanders needs to understand. The NFL doesn't care about your brand. It doesn't care about Coach Prime crying in some youth football facility. It doesn't care that you think you're better than half the quarterbacks in the league. The NFL cares about one thing. Can you win? Not throw for 350 yards in a loss. Not look good in the box score while your team goes 4-17. Win. Put points on the board, move the chains, don't turn the ball over, make Max Crosby and the Raiders pass rush think twice before they tee off on you. And maybe, just maybe, if Kevin Stefanski and Tony Rizzo actually call bubble screens, draw plays, and rollouts instead of 9-step drops, Shedeur will have a chance. Maybe they'll design an offense that plays to his strengths instead of exposing his weaknesses. Maybe they'll learn from Baltimore and not repeat the same catastrophic mistakes. Or maybe this is the Cleveland Browns and they'll do exactly what they always do. Make the wrong decision at the worst possible time and break our hearts all over again. The stage is set. The highest rated game on Sunday. Every analyst, every fan, every scout watching to see if Shedeur Sanders is the real deal or just another overhyped quarterback who couldn't handle the moment. Terry Bradshaw went 4 of 16 in his debut. Troy Aikman went 1 and 15 his rookie year. Both ended up in Canton wearing gold jackets. But for every Bradshaw and Aikman, there's 100 Ian Books and Ryan Lidleys who flamed out and disappeared into football obscurity. So which one is Shedeur Sanders? Sunday in Vegas will give us the answer. And Tony Rizzo will be there, Invisalign in his mouth, watching his guy try to silence the doubters. Because that's what Cleveland does. We show up, we believe, we hope, even when hope is all we have left.